Now, I'm going to draw your attention to one part of the table that you probably haven't thought about yet, but you're going to need to think about in a second, okay? When the base of an exponent, okay, or I guess I could say when the base of a power, 2, either works, is a number. When the base of a power is a number, standard form must be simplified. So we get to the point where we're like, okay, 3 and 5, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, okay? And then we put that in a calculator and we move on with our lives, right? And that's how we get standard notation. Same thing here. Base of 2, exponent of 4, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and I will simplify it. I know that this one is 16. Okay, I'm going to have to check on 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. I think it's 243. Oh, yes. Nailed it. 243. Okay, and every example we have done so far, these are different. Okay, exponent notation and standard notation are different. Okay, one's 3 to the 5th, one's 243. One's 2 to the 4th, one's 16. Okay, they're equivalent, they mean the same thing, but they are written differently. However, we also do exponents on variables. And when the base of an exponent is a variable, something weird happens. Standard form is actually the exact same as exponent form in this situation. So these two, exponent notation and standard notation, are actually going to be the same as opposed to what we had before. So with 3 to the 5th and 243 were different. With 2 to the 4th, that was different than 16. With variables, the problem is since I don't know what a equals when I have a to the 7th, you can't simplify it into standard form. Okay, so stay with me. Here's how this works. Base is a, exponent is 7. Base is a, exponent is 7. Expanded form, you're going to have a times a times a times a times a times a times a. But here's the problem. Since a represents a number and we don't know what that number is, there's no more simplified way of writing that than a to the 7th. And so what's kind of crazy is exponent notation and standard notation are the same. Okay, if you have a to the 7th, that's the best way to write it. Now there's going to be situations where I am combining things and we use standard notation a little differently, but when you have a to the 7th, that's the best way of writing it. The only complicated thing you can do with it is put it in expanded notation, and then it kind of goes back into standard notation because you can't make it any prettier. Same thing with this next one. When the base is is m and the exponent is 4, expanded notation is m times m times m times m, lots of M&Ms. And then standard notation is m to the 4th. There's no better way of writing that. Okay, you can't simplify it at all because m represents some random number. So I've mixed up variables and numbers in here. Remember the ones that are numbered to a number. So like this one, this one, this one. You're going to have to use your calculator to find the standard notation. The ones that are variables, your exponent notation and standard notation are the same, okay? So just kind of keep an idea of that going on. I'm actually not going to post a key for this. I want to see how you guys do, and if you need to work with a person sitting next to you, obviously you can. Okay, but that is your assignment. I'm grading that as homework. Keep in mind, this should not be done until you've done that last assignment, and you have to get this up to initial your piece of paper, and you have to have your name on it, okay? So I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I hope that lesson made sense. We will go over all of this stuff a lot more next week and get you guys more confident, and hopefully we'll be doing that lesson while eating brownies. So I hope you have a great weekend, a long weekend, and I will see you all Wednesday.